Presidential Legal Counsel Sal Panelo says the Duterte administration isn't going soft on alleged pork barrel scam mastermind Janet Lim Napoles. The Office of the Solicitor General recommended the acquittal of Napoles in a serious illegal detention case. Panelo says it's part of the Duterte administration's bid to uphold the rule of law and not an indication that the government favors Napoles. The OSG says it's unconvinced Napoles was guilty of illegally detaining Ben-Hur Luy, who turned state witness against Napoles. Luy, a cousin of Napoles, was her longtime assistant before he eventually became the principal witness in a plunder complaint against her. Panelo says he's confident that the OSG has basis for this finding. He adds President Rodrigo Duterte didn't give any instructions to the OSG regarding Napoles' case. Panelo says he doesn't think the possible acquittal of Napoles in the illegal detention case will affect other pork barrel cases. Napoles has other pending cases of graft, malversation of public funds, and corruption of public officers. Experts interviewed by the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism say the possible acquittal of Napoles in the illegal detention case may cast doubt on Luy's credibility as a witness. Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre on Wednesday denies giving special treatment to high-profile inmates who testified against Senator Laila de Lima at a House probe. The allegation was part of the opposition filed by Senator Antonio Trillanes against him before the Commission on Appointments. At least 8 inmates were transferred to the Armed Forces of the Philippines Custodial and Detention Center in September 2016 to ensure their safety prior to their testimonies at the House probe into the new Bilibid prison drug trade. Aguirre denies the contents of the memo, dismissing what was written by Bureau of Corrections Chief Legal Officer Alvin Lim as nothing but hearsay.
There's no proof that there were electronic gadgets, smart television sets, air conditioning units, internet, cellular phones. These are all hearsay because Attorney Lim did not see this.
AFP Chief Eduardo Año earlier confirmed there were, quote, unauthorized fixtures in the cells of the inmates, similar to what the Bucor memo said. Aguirre admits he allowed air coolers for the inmates, saying many suffered from high blood pressure aggravated by the heat. He says this is not a form of special privilege. The Commission on Appointments on the same day confirms Aguirre's appointment as Justice Secretary despite the Bucor issue and the Bureau of Immigration bribery scandal. Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre assures Senator Laila de Lima she will not become a victim of extrajudicial killings while in jail. Aguirre assures de Lima, President Rodrigo Duterte's fiercest critic, that she would be protected wherever she's detained. Asked if de Lima might get killed, Aguirre says, quote, I don't think so. I'm sure 99%. De Lima questions why there's still a 1% chance that she might die in jail. She says, quote, so if there's still a 1% chance, security should be guaranteed because of what they would do. It's a foregone conclusion. De Lima earlier requested she be put in a, quote, safe and secure detention place. She cited the case of former Aguirre Mayor Rolando Espinosa Sr., who was killed while inside his jail cell. The Philippines Communications Office and China's state-owned international radio broadcaster on Tuesday signed an agreement to hold training sessions and share content. PTV, Radio ng Bayan, and the Philippine News Agency also signed separate memoranda of agreement with China Radio International. The deal on information exchange and training was among 12 signed during President Rodrigo Duterte's state visit to China last October. The visit led to the full recovery of ties between the Philippines and China. A New York Times report on Tuesday says aides of then United States presidential candidate Donald Trump had repeated contacts with Russian officials during the 2016 campaign. The New York Times report says intercepted phone calls of 4 current and former American officials showed repeated contacts with Moscow's intelligence community. The calls were supposedly intercepted by U.S. law enforcement and intelligence agencies, quote, around the same time that they were discovering evidence that Russia was trying to disrupt the presidential election by hacking into the Democratic National Committee. The nature of the alleged calls was not disclosed. The New York Times report comes barely 24 hours after Michael Flynn, Trump's national security advisor, resigned over his unauthorized contacts with Russia. The only Trump aide named in the report was Paul Manafort. Manafort was Trump's campaign chairman for several months last year and a former political consultant in Russia and Ukraine. He dismisses the report. He says he's never been involved with the Russian government or the Putin administration.